You know, this job could be very difficult. Even as a hobbyist who only does this part-time or someone who does it full-time, this whole creativeness as an industry it's tough. It really, really is. You know, not only for my YouTube channel where I try to come up with ideas each and every week to not only try to contain a element of growth on this platform, but also the stresses of trying to produce content on social media. It can really sort of get down to you. And as someone who's probably new to the whole game, someone who's probably just picked up the camera for the first time and hasn't quite got their heads around gear and the editing software and the potential bombshell that social media can be, the pressure of trying to get perfection straight away, that every single shot, every single angle, every single photo has to be a banger, can eventually sort of get on top of you. But one thing I'm going to try to bring across today is not everything is going to be perfect. Your gear is not going to be perfect. Your work is not going to be perfect. Out of the 100% of effort that you put in, only 1% is going to be good enough. And do you know what? In this industry, in this moment, 1% is enough. And let me explain to you why I feel that is the case, and hopefully put your mind at rest if you are coming up the creative ladder, that your 1% is good enough. So grab yourself a coffee, sit back, relax, and enjoy the video. Hey everybody, and welcome back to another video here at Benham Media. My name is Nathan, and it's an absolute pleasure to see you all today. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to watch this video. And yeah, I just want to just go over something, because I'm getting a lot of messages at the moment, and when I'm out and about with my sort of like meetups and stuff like that, and I'm meeting all different levels of photographers, some who do it day in, day out, and some people who have just picked up a camera for the very first time. And it seems to be sort of like an ongoing conversation, especially with the way that it feels like everybody online is a professional critic about your work. And do you know what? Their opinion matters, and it doesn't matter in the same breath. And I think what I've been talking about a lot with people is that, and I've mentioned it on this channel a few times as well, is how much of my work you actually see out there on social media. Like, how many photographs do I have on my laptop, on my phone, which never see the light of day? And that's not necessarily because I don't think they're good, but it's generally because my mood has changed, or I don't feel that that's the right photo for this particular post. And there is a small percentage, which is the 1%, where I feel that this is the best of the day. And this is what I'm trying to get into in this sort of situation. As a creator, as somebody who spends the majority of the time trying to think of ideas, and I know that really sounds quite sort of bleh in a way, but it was, I went to go and watch Russell Howard at the Palladium the other day, and he made me really laugh because there was a joke which he said about his wife, who was a nurse, who goes out, spends 12 hours in a hospital and comes home, and she's tired, and she's like, oh, I've had such a hard day, what have you done? And he's gone, well, I've just made a joke about, you know, sitting in the dark and this, you know, and he goes, oh, I'm so tired as well. And, you know, it is quite funny because I spend the majority of my time trying to think of videos like this and where to go and walk and take photographs. And then I spend a bit of time at a laptop stressing myself out amongst the hundreds of photographs that I have taken. Are they in fact good enough to show the world? And the same as the films that I make and everything else that I try to put my heart and soul into. But to keep trying to come up with new content, and I've shot videos that I've gone away and I've watched on my laptop and I've gone, this isn't good enough. So I've had to shoot another one. A couple of weeks ago, I went out to go and shoot a video outside, but the wind was terrible. You couldn't quite hear me. A couple of days ago, I went out and I did a photo walk for POV, and I couldn't find a photograph amongst that. Maybe because my heart wasn't really in it on that day. I was having a very, very stressful day, and I didn't feel that any of the photographs were good enough. And so I scrapped that entire video, that entire set of photographs, and I just put them to one side. And that is where I think the problem lies, is that as a creator, we feel that we have to constantly try to think of new ideas, and they have to be perfect every single step. We go online, we go on social media, and we see some sensationally great photographs. I mean, they are pure perfection. They are pinpoint sharp. They are of beautiful people. They are of beautiful landscapes. One of the things I'm loving about Reels at the moment is that content creators are starting to move away from the lip syncing, same old, what everyone else is doing, and they're coming up with their own stories. They're coming up with their own type of content, which shows their own sort of passion. And I hope I'm making sense with this, because once again, I'm going off the cuff. I'm just trying to turn the camera on and get my point across, where your 100% effort doesn't mean that if you only produce 2 quality photographs to post, doesn't mean it's an awful day. When I shoot a client for headshots or portfolio shots, I probably shoot about 1,000 photographs of this person. I will only send them probably about 50 or 60 of those photographs, because there might be some that are similar to another one that I shot, especially if I've got it on rapid shot, or they might have one eye closed, or they've got a funny face pulling. So I'm not going to send them those photographs. And out of those 150, they will choose the ones that they want, and then those are the ones that I edit. So out of the 1,000 photographs which I have taken of this particular client, they're probably going to be walking away with 20, maybe 30 of those photos. And that for me is a job done. I've put in maximum effort. I've put in all the ability that I can to make sure the shoot is good. I've gone through all of the duds, the ones that don't cut the grade, and then I've allowed the client to choose the rest. And that is my 1%. And they walk away happy, they walk away satisfied. They've not gone, oh, but I want every single one of them, or I want this, I don't think that's enough, because those are the things that we've agreed to. And that is the 1%. And I feel that should be enough. I feel that should be enough for us. Because when I started out creating this type of content, I did inattentionally and deliberately try to carbon copy what was already successful. When I was trying to make the YouTube videos, I went online and I saw what was popular, and I tried to recreate that in my own image, which at the end of the road, I think a lot of content creation is. You know, like, I shoot London. I'm not the first person to shoot London, but I try to create the same image in my own style to try to make it stand out, to try to make it different. And I suppose that's what a lot of street photographers do, even though a lot of street photography can be individual and brand new because of the forever moving canvas that is a city of any breed. London, Barcelona, Los Angeles, all these cities, they change on a daily basis. Even though the backdrop is the same, the characters that move in front of it change. So, for us, for content creators, don't worry about striving for perfection every single time. It's not necessary. A content creator that I admire, someone who got me into doing YouTube in the first place, has famously said, done is better than perfect. And I believe that. I really, really do. Like, trying to get the perfect shot every single time, you can waste so much of your time and energy to get something that might never happen. You could waste an entire day walking the streets, shooting a client, doing all these sort of things, trying to get that one perfect shot. And all of a sudden, that one shot becomes nothing and it's done. Shoot away, go on a walk, take your time, and all of a sudden, all you need is that 1%. Find your 1%, show that. Because especially when it comes to social media and what I say about the ongoing critics that are out there, everybody's an expert. You go on Facebook, some of these Facebook groups are toxic because you will post a photograph and you'll get a few likes and go, oh, that's great, man. And then you'll just get some keyboard hero try to sort of dissect your photograph and tell them how bad it is and this, that, and the other. But then you realize they've never picked up a camera before in their life. And it can really hit home. It really can. I was a target for this type of online behavior. And it did. It knocked me for 6. My wife turned around to me and sort of said, you know, if you start getting haters, it means you're doing something right, which is a nice way of looking at it because, you know, some people like to stamp on success. But I did. I stopped posting on Facebook now. Facebook is just something for me and my family and friends to communicate with. I don't use it for business or anything else like that. It is just a personal term for me to stay connected with my family who are around the world. So I go on to Instagram and try to find other places to sort of like showcase my work. But again, you only see what I want you to see. You don't see the crap shots. You don't see the photographs which are bad, you know, lights or, you know, I've got the framing wrong. I only show you the 1%. And the 1% is good enough. I want to say the same about your gear and the things that you use. You know, I will go on photo walks with people and they sit there and go, oh, I wish I had this camera, I wish I had that camera. Now, I'm the same. I'm the same. There's a few cameras out there that I really, really, really want. But the majority of my funds go back into my family, making sure there's a roof over their head, making sure they've got clean clothes and all these sorts of things. And I eventually try to sit there and save up until I can sort of splash a little bit of a treat for myself. But that doesn't mean that you are any less of a creator than the person next to you. Just because they've spent the best part of £10,000 on gear doesn't mean that just because you're sat there with your £250 camera or with your sort of like little GoPro and you're trying to take videos and make videos like, there are some successful YouTubers out there who only shoot on iPhones and people who shoot on GoPros, and they are doing really, really well for themselves. So don't think for a second that just because your gear that you feel sort of less as a creator because you're not sponsored by Canon or Sony and they're sending you the best gear so you can do the best videos and you can be the best that you can be, that's not an issue. Not at all. So use what you've got and then try to sort of upgrade as and when you can. It will come. It will advance. I didn't get this camera until I was midway through my 30s. And it was a massive leap of faith in my own ability. And it was a learning curve every step of the way. I'm still learning. I am still learning. I know that not everything that I do is going to be perfect, but I'm okay with that. When I started out, I wanted every single photograph to be the best photograph I've ever taken, until eventually I realized that I can't take great photographs every single time. Not every single shot, not every single walk, not every single video is going to be my best. Until I started understanding that and realizing that I don't have to show you 100%. I've just got to show you what I'm happy with. If you don't like it, that's okay. I'm not going to be upset. Yeah, I'll get some nasty comments every now and then, but do you know what? That's your opinion and you're entitled to it. And I hope you carry on the rest of your day feeling pleased with the fact that you've decided to go out of your way to tell somebody that they're rubbish. But I'm built of Teflon, so I'm okay with that because I know that 1% of my work is doing well. You know, I feel that if I had £1 for every single person who said I wasn't going to make it in the industry that I now earn a living out of, and even this year it's starting to grow more and more and more, I would still be quite poor because most people who criticize me are also poor, but you know, I would have a lot of IOUs, definitely. But, you know, I'm looking forward to 2023. By the end of this year, I would have hit 4 years on YouTube. I would hopefully hit 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. I would have successfully, hopefully, touch wood, directed a musical on the West End, looking into 2024 with more bookings. It's March, May, it's May. And I can already say that this is potentially going to be a successful year for me. And all I have done is shown the world 1% of the work that I have done. The other 99% is going crazy in the background. So don't feel that you have to give 100% out there. Give 100% here and here, but find your 1% and show that off. Because eventually that 1% will become 2%, maybe 5%. And then all of a sudden it might become 10%. And that's how you build as a content creator and adapt and evolve and move forward. Because I'm going to leave you with this, because what I have now is not what I started off with. It's not what I planned this journey was going to go. You know, the photographs that I've taken are more sort of personal photographs that I want to share with the world, that I want to sort of try to evolve myself in. I don't want to just take photographs of London, of the cities. Still love that type of work, but I want to sort of start showing the broadness of what I am. Start this channel to be a photography focused channel, but I'm not just a photographer. I'm an actor, I'm a director, and I'm a filmmaker. And I can say those things now because in the last 18 months, that is what I have done. And that's what this channel is now all about. That's what being a creator is all about. Things will change, times will change, and you, with your passions, will also change. So find your 1%. Take your time. If the first time that you do it is not something that you are happy with, put it to one side. Come back to it later. Try again. Get up, dust yourself off, and give it another go. If you post it and somebody that you've never even met before decides to cut you down, go, meh, that's okay. Because these people like it and I like it. Those 1, 2, 3 people, they're okay in the distance, in the shadows, doing their own thing. So, yeah, I hope you take something away from this. I hope you found it interesting and you liked the content of this video. And then, of course, if you have done, it would mean an awful lot to me if you'll give it a thumbs up, because it helps out the channel. And, you know, if you have seen me once, twice, or 3 times and you're not yet subscribed, hit the little subscribe button down there, because I'm on the race to 1,000 subscribers and I want to try to get there by the end of the year so I can make this channel bigger, better, and more of a, I don't know, a powerhouse. Meh, I don't know. I've not quite got past 1,000 subscribers yet. I'm still trying to get there, and we'll just see what the world gets to. Maybe that's going to be my 5%. Who knows? But guys, I'm going to leave you there, and I hope you've enjoyed it, and, you know, stick around and let's grow together. Until next time, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.